When I think of the PlayStation 3 2 years ago, it was a pretty new, revolutionary, but new and very foreign to us. We didn't really know a lot what was going on. Everyone was kind of learning at the same time. Now, when we look at it, we feel a lot more at home with the PlayStation 3.
At this point, we have all of our major game systems using at least partly the SPUs. So that means larger budgets for a designer, which then translate in more AI, more rendering, more physics, more animation, and more meaningful and new gameplay experiences for the players.
For Oblivion, what we try to do is cram as much through that main processor as possible and just use the SPUs for side tasks. For Fallout, what we're finding is the SPUs are much more important. They just tear through everything you can give them. We put physics, AI, animation on them, and they just eat them alive.
My programmers on POP are the same as were on Assassin's Creed, and comparing their job then to now, it's just night and day. They're so much more efficient, and it's just a much, much easier process for them now.
Sony made a couple of very forward-looking decisions with the PlayStation 3. One is that we don't have to worry about disk space. We have a lot of storage capability that's going to be very useful for Far Cry 2, especially for user-created content.
One of the best things about the PlayStation 3 is that every single one comes with a hard drive. It's very helpful for us as developers to know we can rely on fast access to all our data.
And the fact that the Blu-ray disc just has effectively infinite storage capacity compared to the competitors just means it's one less thing we have to worry about. It's one more thing that makes development on the PlayStation 3 forgiving and easy.
We are really excited about the potential of the PS3 because we have a lot of ideas internally, and on top of that we've just started the collaboration with Industrial Light and Magic, and we really want to push the technology further in games, and this is something that the power of the PS3 hopefully will make possible.
Having released as Treyarch now 2 PlayStation 3 games, we now know the power of the system. But really, even though we've released these games, we've just started to tap into it.
Really almost the sky's the limit in terms of what you can get on there and what kind of content you can put on the disc. You're really only limited by your internal resources.
From where we were a few years ago, we've come a long way, and we're just now getting to where we can really start harnessing the superpower there, so I think there's a lot more we can do.
Sony's worldwide tech support is simply the best in the industry. The second we have a question, someone has an answer.
Every month or so, there's always some new beta to get involved in, or some new tool to try out, or just experiment with. It's just a lot of excitement for a programmer to be involved in.
They've been very reactive and very helpful with creating development tools that really help us build a great game.
Not only are we getting regular updates from Sony, where we've been able to leverage those for the game, the tech support's been great, and it's really helpful during our development.
The Sony support engineers are sick of hearing from me, probably, but they still answer my requests every single day. They offer us a tremendous amount of help.
So my advice to anyone starting work on the PlayStation 3 would be to 1, get your game running on the hardware as quickly as possible, and 2, make sure that you use the SPUs early in your development cycle, because that's how you'll get the most performance out of the platform.
It's really just a gold mine. The more you hack away at it, the more treasure you're going to find underneath the surface. The more power, speed, memory, everything.
It's a really powerful system, and if you have really creative individuals and really great engineers working for you, you're going to be able to do great stuff.
A great thing right now about the PlayStation 3 platform is a lot of the PlayStation 2 consumers have now come over to the PlayStation 3. We're seeing the sports games that people have loved playing on the Sony platforms all along. Now they're going to be able to get that full, rich experience in sports gaming on the PlayStation 3.
I think what you're really going to see is people, when they start pushing their gameplay, their AI, their pathfinding, all those other features of the game, start doing that on the SPU rather than just devoting that to hardcore map.
I think there's a lot of untapped potential right now on PS3. I don't think there's many games that use even 80% of the SPUs. So I'm really looking forward to really rich experiences and rich, realistic worlds.
I think we're just starting to really scratch the surface of what you can do with the PlayStation. That coupled with the fact that Sony is releasing on a fairly regular basis new functionality and features for us to be able to take advantage of, I think is going to make it real exciting for the future.
In terms of how far Sony has come in the last couple of years, it would lead me to believe that, there's a positive future there.